A damning new report has found that over the past decade, and probably longer, there's been no real improvement in Aboriginal health or education in this country. And that despite John Howard's intervention and heaps of money. Tonight we've focused on hearing. Would you believe 80% of Indigenous babies have ear infections? And now we discover that can seriously stunt learning and compromise behaviour generally. Here's Maggie Palmer in the Northern Territory.
As the sun rises over Alice Springs, school buses travel to dozens of outlying communities. They're bound for Yipparinya Primary School, where students are fed breakfast and lunch. And teeth brushing is part of morning classes. Basic routines performed at school in case they're not at home. The aim to teach pupils good habits for good health. The reason? To combat this unfortunate title.
Australia has the worst ear disease per population within the Indigenous communities throughout the whole of the world.
It's a problem most starkly illustrated in prison, where 90% of Aboriginal inmates have hearing problems.
Does she mix rats' tails, toenails and dead lizard scales?
Yes!
It's a vicious cycle. If you can't hear, you can't concentrate, so you don't learn, which can in the long term lead to unemployment, even crime.
Aboriginal babies, often 50 to 80% of them have a hearing problem at any one time, and even for these kids at school, in primary school, you're talking about 40 to 60% of children having a hearing loss at any one time.
A statistic they're trying to improve here by teaching simple things such as nose blowing to help flush out nasal bacteria, the key contributor to ear disease.
Far, far away from here.
I can sit here and very clearly understand what the teacher's saying, but for many of these kids, that's not the case. For a lot of them, her voice sounds more like this.
Lady called Daisy O'Grady. Is she tall and thin?
60% of Aboriginal primary students hear at half the volume most of us do. That brings significant challenges.
More behaviour problems. If they can't hear, they don't engage with what's happening, they don't know what's happening, and they're naughty.
It's the literacy factor that's most important to us, that if the children can't hear the sounds, particularly in the early years when they're learning English as a foreign language, then they will never really become literate.
To help, the classrooms in this school are designed with excellent acoustics, and the teachers wear microphones to amplify their voice.
Do you notice that it makes quite a difference?
Yeah, the kids are much more engaged when I'm using this. They usually, if I forget to wear it, they remind me to wear it because it's easier for them to hear.
But even with the extra volume, some kids still struggle. So with the help of audiologists, extra aids are provided for the children with the worst hearing.
How's that, okay? Can you hear me?
He roared. And he ran and...
Designed to be inconspicuous, the hearing aids are disguised as headbands or hats.
What does your hat help you do, Aileen?
Writing and good and listening.
Listening. When you don't have your hat on, can you listen very well?
No. You can hear properly.
And does that help?
Yeah. It helped me.
Why does it help you?
Because so I can hear, listen.
Aileen, you can come and ride it.
Better hearing means better attitudes towards school.
Ah, good spelling.
And hopefully better preservation of their ancient culture.
And even for some traditional activities like hunting and things like that, you know, hearing is really important to be able to hear what other people are doing, even around the campfire. That situation's usually at night, there's no visual information, so you're just relying on your ears to hear that oral history and those stories that are coming through that are so important for culture and development.
Come on, us, we can do better than that.